specific that's happening outside of us. Like you have a deadline at work or you have to go to some big event. And usually when that thing is over, the stress goes away too.
Yeah. But with anxiety, it can be different. Like it might not even have a clear trigger and it can stick around even after a stressful thing has ended. What's interesting is how anxiety often makes people worry about the future, always thinking about what might go wrong.
It's almost like you're carrying around the weight of all these problems that haven't even happened yet. Exhausting. So for you, is it more like that temporary stress tied to a specific event, or is it more of that constant worry about the future?
That's a really key difference. And it helps us understand how anxiety can impact everyday life, because your sources talk about this ripple effect that anxiety can have, and it can be pretty big.
Yeah, they talk about what they call avoidance behaviors, right? Or maybe you start skipping out on things like parties, or you avoid talking to people, or maybe even put off doing important stuff just to avoid those anxious feelings.
And the tricky thing is, if you keep avoiding those situations, you never really learn how to deal with them. So, in a way, the anxiety might even get worse the next time because you haven't developed those coping
Yeah,
skills.
it's like a trap. You avoid it because you're anxious, and then because you avoid it, you get more anxious the next time.
Yeah.
And so then anxiety starts to control your life, right? Not just how you feel, but what you actually do. Have you ever seen yourself doing those avoidance things? And how do you think that connects to your anxiety?
Really good question. And the stuff you sent in also includes this personal story, which I think is super helpful for people trying to understand their own anxiety.
It's about someone who had anxiety from when they were a teenager all the way into being an adult.
Hmm.
And they describe it as this feeling of unease that wouldn't go away,
Hmm.
like carrying around a heavy weight and never being able to really relax.
What's powerful is how they talk about worrying about all these different things like work and relationships and health. It really shows how anxiety can affect so many parts of your life.
And the good thing is they talk about reaching out for help.